The Iron Snake by Ronald. Number 1. The Taru Desert, 1896, Part 1. The first few miles of track were laid slowly and with reluctance. Mombasa and the sea were pleasantly near. Pay was generous. To expect haste was clearly unreasonable. The track crept from the littoral through patches of cultivation to the Robai Hills. These hills rose from the coastal strip. They were steep and forested. They achieved a rise of almost 600 feet in 15 miles. Thereafter, the hills flattened into a plateau of scrub jungle. Beyond this lay the Majichumvi Valley, and 13 miles from the valley, the Taru Desert, another name for thirst and privation. Taru was a small camp left by the survey expedition on the fringe of the plain. It was impermanent. It would disintegrate in sun, rain, and wind. In the dry season, water could sometimes be drawn from the rocks. There were holes therein, like those formed by ancient geysers, of inexplicable shape and depth. You could drop a pebble and hear it leap faintly. The gulp was as water received it far below. But beyond Taru was the desert. In appearance, it was not a desert. There were no wind-ribbed dunes of sand, no unending vistas of erosion. It was red. It was grizzled with scrub like the gray-brown karoo bush of the south. It was spiked with aloe. There were trees of thorn acacia. Sometimes when the light changed, there was a bloom of greenness like a hint of fertility. But this was an illusion. It was a place of deceit. There was no water except within days of the finish of the rains. After that, it dried in concentrated heat. There was no game, nothing to sustain a man. Many had been deceived and many had died. The Taru was feared by the caravans and respected. Most of them marched at night. They carried water in calabashes and tins from Taru camp or from Mangu Hill on down-country trek. And men were whipped to the bone for the theft or waste of it. The professional deserters, those who joined at Mombasa with the intention of fleeing with rifle, provisions, and advance pay, knew well their meager chances of solitary survival in the Taru. They stayed with the caravan for the desert march. Joseph Thompson, the explorer, described it, quote, an apparently dead level plain, parched and waterless, as if no drop of life-giving rain refreshed the iron-bound soil. The dense jungle, the grassy glades, the open forests disappear, and their place is taken by what may be called a skeleton forest. Weird and ghastly is the aspect of the grayish-colored trees and bushes, for they are almost totally destitute of tender, waving branch or quivering leaf. To heighten the somber effect of the scene, dead trees are observable in every direction, raising their scattered forms among the living, unable to hold their own in the struggle for existence. End of quote. This then was the Taru Desert. This was the prospect. It grew in the minds of the construction